You are not who you were yesterday, and you will not be who you are tomorrow. Change is your proof of life. Welcome back, Radiant Soul. I am your host, Lissa Cole, and today's episode touches on something we all live through: change. Life transitions, whether chosen, unexpected, joyful, or heartbreaking. They are woven into the fabric of every chapter of our human experience, whether it's kids graduating, homes emptying, careers shifting, parents aging, or identity evolving. Change knocks at the door again and again. This episode is about honoring the grief and beauty that come with life transitions, how we lose and find ourselves, how we keep our light glowing through it all. We're starting with the sacred ache of change, where change often leads us first to loss. When a child walks across a graduation stage, there's pride and celebration, but also a quiet ache. Your baby isn't a baby anymore. The routine that anchored your mornings is gone. And maybe your identity as full-time mom or chauffeur, cook, homework monitor, it fades, leaving space that can feel both freeing and hollow. And then there are deeper losses. When a parent passes, when a marriage shifts, when health changes, or even when we pack away a season of life we loved. Grief is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something mattered. That's from Glennon Doyle. In these moments, grief and growth sit side by side. Radiance doesn't mean you never cry. It means you let the tears water your becoming. Some common transitions that we all, or at least some, experience. Children leaving for college or adulthood, retirements or job shifts, moving homes or communities, caring for aging parents or losing them, friendships fading or evolving, changing roles, spouse, caregiver, student, leader. These transitions, whether gradual or sudden, disrupt our rhythms and raise deep questions. Who am I now? Where do I belong? What matters most? And here's the truth. We grieve what we've loved well, and that is sacred. Let's look now at how these transitions are thresholds. Every transition is a threshold, a doorway between what was and what will be. And as hard as that liminal space can feel, it is also where radiance can be reborn. Let's talk about the science behind it for just a moment. I love that. So the neuroscience of change. Transitions affect the brain's default mode. It's a default mode network, DMN. The part involved in self-identity and reflection. When a big life change happens, this network lights up, recalibrating who we understand ourselves to be. We often resist change because the brain prefers predictability. But through intentional rituals, identity-based habits, and connection, we can navigate transitions with more ease and creativity. A study published in Psychological Science showed that people who framed transitions as growth moments rather than identity threats were more resilient and less likely to experience depressive symptoms. This tells us the way you frame change can shape how you experience it. Let me say that again. The way you frame change can shape how you experience it. In the middle of the journey, you don't yet know how the story ends, but that doesn't mean you aren't becoming. Let's look now how we can stay radiant when everything is shifting. So how do we stay rooted? How do we stay radiant when there's so much upheaval, so much chaos sometimes around us? Let's look over some very simple, soul-sustaining practices that can help during some of these transitions. Name what you're letting go. Create a letting go journal page. Write, "This mattered. This changed me. I'm grieving this." And here's one that I love. "I bless it as it leaves." You acknowledge it. You're aware of it. And you realize what an amazing impact it's made on your life. Number 2, honor the threshold. Create a ritual. Light a candle. Take a walk. Speak out loud your intention. I'm crossing into something new. I don't have to have it all figured out. I just have to keep walking. Those are some great things to journal about as well. And just do. Number 3, anchor to identity, not role. This is so important. Anchor to identity, not role. Ask yourself, who am I beyond the roles I've played? Who am I beyond the roles I've played? There's so much of this work that we can continue to do. And I really do hope that you find a coach or a counselor, or a therapist that can help walk you through some of these deep, deep questions. And if you are hurting from a loss, reach out to someone in your area. A licensed counselor is such a wonderful person that can help you walk through all of these changes with grace. So let's look at that again. Who am I beyond the roles I've played? Radiance comes from the core, not the costume. You are still creative, nurturing, strong, even if no one's lunchbox depends on you anymore. You are still radiant. Number 4, surround yourself with witnesses. Again, we've talked about this in the past, about our connections with people. So important. Transitions are easier when you have people who see you. Tell someone, this is hard, and I don't want to do it alone. Seek that connection in spiritual places and spaces, community groups, or like I said, therapy. Find those people that will walk alongside you and just hear you and be with you. Number 5, Choose gentle curiosity over pressure. Instead of asking, what now? Try asking, what might this be inviting me into? What might this be inviting me into? Let's look at becoming through change. You are not behind if you're grieving. You are not broken because you're changing. The transition is not a detour. It's the next path in the story of your becoming. Let your radiance evolve with you. Let it flicker and flare. Let it adjust to the season. It doesn't have to be constant to be real. And remember, we are always becoming, not because we are not enough, but because we are alive. That is from Brianna Weist. Here's your gentle invitation this week, a journal prompt. What transition am I currently in? And what might it be teaching me about my strength, my identity, and my radiance? If this episode spoke to you, please share it with a friend walking through change. We become radiant together. There's so much more to come on this topic, and I look forward to finishing this season with you talking about just this. Thank you for listening to The Radiant You. I'm Lissa Cole, and wherever you are in your journey, graduating, grieving, growing, I see you. I honor your becoming, and I'll meet you here again next week. Keep glowing, brave soul. Shine your light and be the radiant you.